This video is a small showcase of a tower that was initially a build request redeemed by one of my viewers on Twitch, Immunity, who wanted me to build a functional base on top of a crypt in the swamp. I went with a creative mode build where I tested some other mods that I've been wanting to test out and which include gizmo for turning pieces in all different axes, plant everything which allows me to plant bushes and trees that have no seeds everywhere, and also a mod called More Vanilla Prefabs, which allows me to place objects that are in-game but not available to players, such as the Dverger furniture and other hidden artifacts that are in the game files. So the whole structure is placed on top of a sunken crypt in the swamp, which is an unbreakable structure, and that makes it very safe to build on top of it as long as the enemies don't go up. Granted, it doesn't have everything a base in the meadows or in the plains could have. There's no farmland, there's no pig pens or chicken coops, but it's still functional with all the crafting tables and a solid 18 rested bonus. The general shape of the build was actually inspired by lamp designs, and I wanted it to be aesthetically pleasing to look at, and also not go too much outside of the limits of the surface of the crypt, which itself is pretty small. I chose to go with a tower structure grounded on the crypt using iron beams. The tower had to have different levels that would serve as the different parts of the base, so crafting, living, storage, etc., all connected via a spiral staircase at the center. On the facade, I used grausen to make big decorative arches on the lower and upper parts of the pillars. For the lower part, I used gizmo to invert the shape of the arch. I added some extra grausen pillars in between some of the arches where they wouldn't meet because of the length of each side of the structure. This actually gave it some nice detailing. The entrance is made of corner black marble stairs, which are usually found in the Mistlands dungeons, and they are not available to players, but I used the mod More Vanilla Prefabs, which makes 2 of these variants available for building. So when you go up the stairs into the entrance, you get into the lower level of the tower, which holds the portals and some extra storage area. Sadly, I could not fit a stone portal there. In retrospect, the whole structure could have been wider to allow for more breathing area. Going up the staircase, there is a floor with all the crafting stations lining the outer walls made of copper. On each pillar, there is a stack of barrels for storage. Those were easy to place with the mods that I was using, but it's very probably possible with no mods as well. The middle staircase starts having some arches on this level that go up as the staircase goes up, and larger arched openings to allow for entry and exit to the staircase. Going up to the next level, where the living quarters are, all the rested bonus items are placed around the walls, including the bed, which again could use some more space. For the kitchen area, since I forgot about the smoke that is produced by both the ovens and the fireplace, what I did was to add some nukes popping outside of the structure at the back. I extended the floor slightly so no smoke gets inside. This little trick actually added some elegant decorative elements to the otherwise plain structure of the tower. To support this structure, I created a metal surface on which I placed the wooden floors. This gives little black dots here and there to the wood, which I think are actually kind of nice. In here, I also placed some Dverger items that are not available to players without the More Vanilla Prefabs mod. Dverger chairs, shelves, and tankards placed without item stands. It is a bit jammed up in there, and I did have to place the bathtub on the top of the structure, but it does give a solid 18 rested bonus. Going up to the top, where the structure is similar as the lower parts, but inverted, we find all the smelting related items, the kiln, and the bathtub for the rested bonus. The only one missing there is a windmill, which I figured since there is no farming area in this place, I might as well leave the windmill at a farm accessible via portal. The view from the top is pretty nice, although might be not exempt of some wraith visits. As for the garden on the lower part, where wisp fountains surround the tower, I used to plant everything to place some bushes from the plains and meadows, some Yggdrasil trees from the Mistlands here and there, and some fiddleheads plants from the ashlands. All this combined make for a much more pleasant swamp, although still very wet. So yeah, there it is, a little tour of the crypt tower that I built. I think there is much more to explore for me regarding mods. This was a very shy first attempt, and I do want to dive deeper into modded builds as an experiment, while still keeping a priority on non-modded content that anyone can replicate. So we'll see. Anywho, thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed this video and build, remember to give it a thumbs up, and catch you in the next build.